Okay, hello guys. So first of all, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Ganung and you can call me Gansol. So what is the first thing in your mind when you look at this picture? Yeah, maybe some picture again. What about this picture? What the first thing in your mind about this picture? So uh, maybe any one of you think that the both pictures are all about kids, groups with all boys and all girls, and school life. But here I want to highlight that the uniform. So we talk about school uniform. Can you imagine that your school have a policy not to wear school uniform in school? And can you imagine the bad effect that will happen if that things happen? Okay, so I will talk about that and explain more of this subject or uh, material for you. So today's speech will talk about the vital role of school uniforms for students. So we will look together how school uniform can play the vital role for students by looking at the benefits and the reasonable thing in wearing school uniform for students in school. Okay, so for your information, I have learned and read so many articles related to this topic recently to fulfill my curiosity and my research about this topic. And then let me start my speech. So, should students be required to wear a uniform to school? That is the question that has been raised for discussion here today. Private schools have long been known for having school uniform policies. And now, some public schools, such as ours, are deciding whether or not they want their students to wear a school uniform too. Some people argue that requiring students to dress a certain way takes away their sense of creativity and individuality. However, there are several strong arguments in favor of schools requiring school uniforms. We go to the first benefits in wearing a school uniforms, uh, that is, create an identity. So, wearing a school uniform can encourage some students to take their responsibilities more seriously. If they wear the same clothes to school that they wear when they go to the mall with their friends, they may have the same laid-back attitudes in both places. So, wearing work clothes to school can change the student's frame of mind and inspire a more serious attitude that is focused on study. We go to the second benefits, that it will not spend your money too much. It is not burn your money away because the cost of school uniforms. Because some opponents of school uniforms worry about the cost. But actually, uniforms can cost less than other school clothes. With regular clothes, you usually buy a different outfit for each day of the week. You may even buy more than that. So, with a school uniform, you can just purchase a few items as you do not have to worry about wearing something different each day. You can also pass school uniforms down to family members or find them on sale from other families. So it will not spend your money too much, right? And then we go to the second topic about the how the school uniforms play the vital role for students. Uh, So the first reason is wearing school uniforms can lessen the negative effects of class status. So school uniforms can also lessen the negative effect of class status because in some schools you are only popular if you wear the latest fashion and trends. So students are sometimes left out test or even teased if they are unable or unwilling to pay to dress the way the popular students are dressing. So requiring students to wear a school uniform levels the playing field. So by reducing the implied class status that is created when only certain students can buy the most expensive clothes. At last, it helps students to improve their mental health, to make them focus on study, not with class, social, or status, that look at how they look good in fashion or with their clothes. Because as a students, we have a primary mission, that is study, and by wearing school uniform, uh, not only is teasing decreased, but violence can also be prevented at schools that have required uniform. So we go to the next slide. It's about the second reason is why wearing school uniform play the vital role for students, because it can reduce bullying, violence, and teasing. So uh, gang violence is becoming more prevalent at schools around the country. Sometimes fights can start over someone wearing the wrong color or gang symbol. There have even been instances of gang members sneaking into schools to recruit or harass students. So required school uniforms can reduce fighting among students and prevent outsiders from being able to get into the school undetected. Like the study from Jones A.B. et al. 2020 that said in their individual survey of 182 students found that the older students emphasized that by wearing school uniform can reduce bullying and arguments between students with high economic status with their parents. And interestingly, even when evidence is available, educators' perception could be at odds with it. For example, a study of educators in 38 North Carolina high school found that 61% of the responding principals and assistant principals believe that there was a reduction in cases of misbehavior on campus when school uniforms were introduced. And Uh, in conclusion, there is a lot of controversy over whether or not school uniform should be required. However, when you look at the facts, you will see that there are many benefits to students all wearing the same thing to school. Students may take school more seriously, teaching and violence can be decreased, and you may even save some money, and it not cost too much, right? So, for the end of my speech, I'll give you a quote related to this topic, that is, uniform of a soldier and uniform of a student, but are equally needed for the nation, from Amit Kala. So we have to take a lesson from this quote, that when we wearing a uniform as a student, we equally need for a nation, like nation needs soldier, because the two big things in this world that needed by a nation is the power of military to defend a nation from opponent attack, and the education to defend a nation from the attack of stupidity that can make a nation regress. So I hope you can get the point from the benefits I said. By using a uniform is really important to be applied in students for school, so we have to support the policy about it. And at the end of my speech, thank you for the attention, happy life, and thank you for watching this video. Bye. Peace.